or when we talk about like development of a basketball athlete with you, how do you get a kid to go from maybe the JV? I know not everybody has JVs, but maybe the kid who is that 15th girl on the bench to from year one to that year two that we've talked about to get to, whatever, maybe she's getting started, maybe she's a starter, maybe she's getting 15 minutes off the bench. But regardless, how do you get a girl to go from that to that? And then also, where do you just start, like in general, where do you start with development?
Yeah, I think a lot of it happens naturally just from returning, right? Is their confidence is going to grow because they played a year. Whether we've had a lot of success lately, and part of it has come from having really good sophomores where our freshmen get pushed every day, right? So a good example, 3 years ago, we had a kickback from St. Mary's University, Division One. Her name's KB, and she played the point for us. And we had an incoming freshman from Hawaii named Faith, and Faith got to cover KB for a year, her freshman year, and she's covering one of the best point guards in the West Coast, I would say, at the JUCO level. So I think a lot of that progression comes naturally from practicing against the best. Whether if you're on the second team, and I don't usually carry 15, but I have two teams, right? Your first group, your second group. From if you're on the second group, you're practicing against my top team all year. You're gonna get better naturally without any additional coaching. But then, of course, comes the strength and conditioning, a little bit more in the off season, speed, agility, quickness, getting on the ladder, getting on box jumps, getting on the Vertimax, getting on the
Yep.
shooting machine or the gun. Those are all the off season things that help. And then the third layer, I would say, is the individual skill training from the coaches. This year, I have Coach Lori Bird, who has a WNBA championship ring. She was an assistant coach with the Detroit Shock with Bill Lambier. She's a three-time Hall of Famer. She is she's done it all. She's one of the best.
Wow.
I think she's one of the best JUCO assistant coaches, if not the best in the country. And her skill training is elite. So she's a fantastic assistant coach right now. But when this season ends, is when she cranks up what she does well. And so we're lucky enough to have a little bit of everything. We got young kids playing against pretty good sophomores. Like I said, I have an All American sophomore right now. So the girls that are consistently covering her are getting such valuable reps that they don't
Yep.
understand. It may not be equaling playing time this year, but it's going to be easy to cover somebody next year after you just had to cover
Right.
and play against an All-American. And then the third wing I think would be the actual skill training, is adding more tools to your tool belt, right? Like
Right.
what you did well coming in, maybe you were a shooter, and then we want to add on-ball defender or being able to handle the ball a little bit more, being a better passer.
Yep.
So adding more
Yep.
tools to your tool belt makes you more valuable your second year.